This lecture section only applies to MongoDB versions 2.4 and earlier. If you're running MongoDB version 2.6 or later, you can skip over this section, and it won't be in the homework. Okay, so now we've learned the basic CRUD operations that MongoDB offers: insert, find, update, and remove. However, there's a little bit more that you need to know about the exact details of operations into MongoDB. The shell is an interactive environment, and so it gives you information whenever something goes wrong. For example, I mentioned before that the _ID field is a primary key. It is required to be present, it's required to be unique, and we actually make it immutable in addition. If I insert a document with a particular primary key, let's say Smith, well, I have reason to believe that a document got inserted. I'll tell you a little bit more about how you can confirm that. If I try to insert a second document with name Smith, the shell will give me an error message back. In fact, the interactive shell always checks to see whether the last operation succeeded or failed, and tells you immediately if it failed. So far, I haven't shown you any operations that fail. This was a little bit of malice aforethought. However, you can programmatically check whether an operation succeeded or failed by running a command. We've actually used some commands already. For instance, count is actually a command. In any case, there's a command called getLastError, which returns the outcome of the last write operation that was sent on the connection that you're currently using. The result of getLastError is a document, and in case of an error scenario, the document has a field ERR that has a non-null value containing an error message. Most errors also have a unique integer code, which is given in the code field. GetLastError is available, both in the shell and in all of our drivers, as a way of checking whether a write operation succeeded or failed. In the event that a write operation succeeds, for example, I'll insert another document with a different _ID, in that case, the getLastError command will tell me that the error is null, that is to say, that operation succeeded. For other sorts of operations, such as updates, getLastError can tell me the outcome of the update. In this case, I will specify an update that should affect all documents in the collection, adding a title field. GetLastError, after such an update, tells me that the documents that got updated already existed, and that there were 2 of them. This is how I could find out how many documents got affected by an update. By contrast, if instead of doing a multi-update, I ask for an upsert, that is to say, an update operation that will either update a document with name Thompson, if one exists, or else create a document with name Thompson and title Doctor, if none exists. After such an upsert operation, getLastError tells me that it did not update an existing document, but instead upserted a new document whose _ID is returned to me. So you see the getLastError command is a way both to find out whether a write operation succeeded or failed, and also to get some information about the successful write operations that just happened. Again, the shell automatically tells you when a write operation fails, so far I have repeatedly said that I have reason to believe that my write operations were successful. That reason was simply that the shell did not tell me otherwise. Finally, if I choose to remove all people from the people collection, the getLastError command will tell me that there were 3 documents removed, n equals 3. We'll see more of the getLastError command again in a future part of this course. For now, you should understand that it's the way to check whether a write operation succeeded or failed. The mechanics of all of these details have changed substantially in MongoDB version 2.6, such that you no longer need to run the getLastError command. It's implicit in all the wire operations.